did not read the memo or didn't read the brief, and that's me. So, but it is related to you as a person, I hope. So I'm hoping to capture your thoughts for 5 minutes. Some of you know me through VIP, and some of you know me that I am the Westie. You know, everybody's been the greyhound, out the traps, off they've gone, and I've just gone, sniffing at every leaf as it's gone by and swapped a little bit. So I'm still the Westie, but I've learnt a lot. But what I wanted to do is talk to you, because you don't really know me from the outside of VIP, but my expertise is in plumbing. Look at all the heads go up like, what the hell? Whoa! Okay, but body plumbing. What is body plumbing? So I've been in practice for nearly 24 years. I'm trained in bioregulatory medicine, functional medicine, naturopathy, colonics, nutritional medicine, and I can hear or see that that's gone in here and out there. So what does that really mean? So I work with people one-to-one. I've ran retreats around the world. My daughter now lives in Ibiza, the eldest one. She's a yoga teacher, so it was lovely to hear your comments there. And she's running retreats, and she's kind of been a little bit of a chip off the old block. So I want to come back to body plumbing, because when you talk about health, we all go to the kitchen. We all look at our kitchens first. We think, what am I eating? I've got to eat well, But very little is taking care of the plumbing, okay? We don't look at eliminations. I do. So when somebody's got symptoms, I think, what are they not clearing? Why are they having these symptoms? It's not always about, a plate of food. When you look at a plate of food, you think, that ticks every single box, but I'm still got deficiencies. And I put that in inverted commas. So we have thousands of cells, or trillions of cells in our body. That's what makes us who we are. But none of those cells touch a blood vessel, a nerve. It doesn't touch it. It seems to be on its own, but it isn't. It's got a network of communication. And that communication is a molecular sieve. And I don't want to go too deep into this, but this molecular sieve, anybody watch The Matrix? Yeah? You've heard of The Matrix. Well, this is the biophysical layer called the matrix. And everything that you eat, every nutrient has to pass through this matrix and get to the cell. And the cell, like a fire, once the fire's been, you clear the ashes, you've got byproducts that have to come out of the cell, and toxins. And it sits in the matrix. And the reason I want to talk about this is because this matrix is under a rhythm. So night and day rhythm. So in this matrix, you're going to have a lot of toxins accumulated by the day, okay? And imagine you've boiled your tatties, you boiled your potatoes, you've got your sieve, and you drain the sieve. You put the sieve down, you let it dry, the next day you go by with the sieve, and you keep doing that till eventually you look at the sieve and it's clogged. And this is what could happen with this extracellular space. So the only way out of toxins from that area is through the lymph, little lymph vessels. Now we've got 2 rivers. You've got your blood that brings nutrients, you've got your lymph that takes the waste away. So when your lymph is clogged, drainage is not going to happen. But the reason this is important to listen to is because the way we release those toxins is through sleep. And when you don't sleep very well, and at the quiet time of the middle of the night, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, the body's working its hardest. It's giving up these toxins, taking them to the liver, waste going into the colon, and eventually you get up and you feel refreshed. If you don't sleep well, you wake up, you think, oh God, let me just have a coffee, grab a fag, or my matcha, or get the matcha going, I've just got to get lifted, because you've got these toxins still circulating in the system. So when this all comes through, you've got this elimination route called your bowel, your colon. And as a colonic hydrotherapist, when you think you have a bowel movement, very, very many people leave so much waste. And so if you think of a funnel, you've got your cells, you've got your fluids, and you've got your liver, and you've got your colon. And if you're not releasing waste from the colon, all the lymph gets clogged because it's backed up, because it's not dropping its waste away. So things like what will affect this matrix? Not sleeping, Okay, so that is the first thing we need to do. And for a long, long time, they didn't realise that in the brain, they didn't have any lymphatic movement, or so they thought. But now they've found the glymphatic system. And that is a system when we sleep, and only when we're sleeping, when these changes in our cortisol and our melatonin, that the brain releases its toxins. It will give it up and it drains into this subclavian vein, but we have to get into a deep sleep for that to happen. And it flushes away, this system, when we sleep, flushes away toxins, and particularly proteins like amyloid beta. And that is a contributing factor to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So we have to sleep. As a species, we have to sleep. It's really important. Other ways we can affect this matrix is hydration. Stress affects it because everything is tight. Imagine when you're stressed, you're not releasing waste very well. So other things that can affect it is wearing tight clothes because we're not draining our lymph. It's not, tight belts. Underwire bras for the women. Well, all the men, depending on your taste, but that nips off your lymph, so this is actually affecting your drainage. So in terms of property, you work, I just know, I've spoken to a lot of people, I'll be up 3 in the morning, or you're thinking of a deal, and then you get the property, not that I've got that far, but, in my mind I've got that far. Oh my God, the cushions look bloody lovely, But, it's on your mind a lot, and I let go of a deal only a couple of weeks ago, or last week, and I was up at 3, 4 in the morning. I thought, this is mental. And then I wake up, and then the next day I can feel toxic. So, just going back, so the things that you can do are getting your sleep, and that's one thing I work with a lot of people. Looking at their sleep patterns, looking at their elimination patterns. Yes, I'll look at their diet, of course I will. But it's not always about what food goes in, it's about what's not coming out. So my nickname is the body plumber. A lot of friends call me that. So my friend who came to fit my colonic unit is an old friend, and he had one of them things, vapes. And he was putting it together, he was looking at the sheet, he was looking at the wall, he was like, okay. And he got his apprentice, and he said, Mark, what are we doing? He goes, well, we're the plumbers. Well, she's the body plumber. And it stuck so well that I actually took all the website. I went online, GoDaddy, and bought the websites, because you never know where it's going to come in handy. But that's what I'm about. So drainage, getting rid of the toxins, getting the sleep, because nothing will work well if that molecular sieve is not clean. So sleep is so important for your brain as well as anything else. So I just wanted to, as I say, I didn't get the brief, but it's still relevant to hopefully all of you. Okay, thank you for listening.